Hello everyone, Jason Tripp here. I encounter as a pastor on a regular basis, either in person, over coffees and conversations, or over social media, people who are having existential crises. Many of them, they grew up in the Christian faith, but their life experiences or they're taking seriously some of the difficult passages in the Bible have led them to a place where they're tempted to simply abandon the faith, throw out the baby with the bathwater, walk away from their faith community, religion, and God. And sometimes that's the healthiest thing they can do because maybe they've inherited some toxic beliefs, or they're in a faith community that doesn't give them permission to be vulnerable, to ask their questions and have very real doubts and wrestle with their life experiences and the scriptures that maybe they encounter. We're going to be embarking on a fall adventure series over the next 6 weeks, where we're going to be looking at some of the tough issues and questions that can cause people to wrestle, doubt, and potentially throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's entitled Sinners in the Hands of a Loving God. Our primary foundational beliefs in the life of our church is, number one, God is love, and number two, God looks like Jesus. And that all sounds fine and good, but sometimes we experience pain, loss, anxiety in our lives, or we encounter dark and difficult passages in Scripture that we can have a hard time piecing together with those two foundational truths. If God is love, what about the wrath of God? If God is love, what about all the Old Testament violence we encounter? If God is love, what about the violence of the cross, the primary symbol of Christianity being an instrument of torture that we wear around our necks on gold chains? How do we understand and reconcile that with the God of love? What about the common held notion that for the unrepentant and wicked, their eternal destination will be a hell of flames where they will be burned eternally? How do we reconcile that notion and caricature with the God of love we see in Jesus? And finally, the last book of the Bible, Revelation, full of symbols and imageries and bloodshed and violence. How do we reconcile that book and understand those metaphors in light of the God we see revealed in Jesus? These are the what about questions we're going to be leaning into and unpacking together. And so you're welcome to join us. We will be gathering in person every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. If you're in the area, you're welcome to join us. I'll also be sharing some from my house to your house messages for those of you who want to track along from home. And then we're going to supplement our Sunday morning with a Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. online Zoom conversation where we can just have some open and honest conversation. At the end of the day, we'll probably end up nuancing things differently. We won't all believe things exactly the same way with these issues, but I hope it'll be a healthy conversation, in particular if you or family members, friends, and loved ones are going through a difficult time with some of these what about questions. I encourage you to invite them to join us on this journey as well. As a companion guide, we're going to be having the book Sinners in the Hands of a Loving God by pastor and author Brian Zahnd as our sort of companion text alongside the scriptures as we go. You're welcome to pick up a copy of that book. And on our church website, valleyviewcommunitychurch.ca, we'll have a number of resources and videos, podcasts that you can track along with to be thinking about these themes in between our formal gatherings. So the series is entitled Sinners in the Hands of a Loving God. It begins Sunday, October 22nd. You're welcome to join us either in person or online as we track along together. And hopefully, it will allow your life and your faith to continue to grow, mature, and flourish.